The house on 1717 East Elmar Street was too quiet. So quiet that it felt wrong. The TV was still on, the lights still glowing, and the three women's belongings lay scattered as if they had just stepped out for a moment. But they hadn't. They were gone. All three of them. Just gone. The front door wasn't broken. Nothing in the house was damaged. No blood, no screams, no signs of a fight. It was as if the Springfield Three had vanished into thin air. In the middle of the living room carpet, a broken glass lay on its side. A faint smear marked the corner of a lampshade. A strange cologne lingered in the air, one that didn't belong to anyone in the house. The detective froze. His flashlight caught a single fresh fingerprint on the bathroom door. Large, clear, and definitely not one of the women. He leaned closer, heart racing. Then a loud thud came from the attic above. Someone was up there. Someone alive. Someone watching. His hand trembled as it reached for his gun. He touched the attic ladder. Then he heard a whisper, soft but chilling. "Don't." Suddenly, a shadow moved across the living room. The detective aimed his flashlight and gun. The attic door creaked as if someone had stepped closer. He froze. A heartbeat passed. Then another. From somewhere behind him, a sharp crash echoed. A vase shattered against the wall. Dust and shards fell like rain. Someone was inside, moving, searching. Before he could call out, a low growl filled the room. It wasn't an animal. Not quite a human either. A warning. A threat. The detective's stomach sank. He inched toward the stairs. Every step was deliberate, silent, but the shadow disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. The house seemed to breathe around him. Walls creaking, the TV flickering, floorboards whispering secrets. A sudden noise from the kitchen made him spin. A chair slid across the floor, knocking a plate to the ground. A faint, almost human breath echoed behind the refrigerator. He swallowed hard. Someone or something was still here, watching, waiting. Then the lights flickered. The whole house went dark. Only the moonlight through the window illuminated the living room. And there on the wall, he saw it, scratched into the paint with deliberate cruelty. "Don't search for U.S." He's watching. His pulse pounded. He didn't move. He couldn't. Then the attic floorboard cracked loudly right above his head. A shadow stretched downward from the attic opening. Something or someone was coming. The detective froze. Every instinct screamed for him to run, but he was rooted to the spot. And just as the shadow reached the edge of the attic door, a hand shot out and grabbed the ladder, rattling it violently. He stepped back, stumbled, and the flashlight rolled across the floor. Its beam hit the ceiling, catching a glimpse of figure, not fully human, not fully visible, but there, watching, waiting. And then the attic fell silent, too silent. The detective knew one thing with terrifying certainty. The three women were not gone by accident, and the person or thing still in the house had plans. Plans that were far from over. The attic went silent. Too silent. The detective stood frozen beneath the open hatch, the cold air from above drifting down his neck like someone whispering against his skin. The flashlight lay on the floor behind him, its weak beam shaking with each flicker. He didn't dare look away from the attic opening, not even for a second. The ladder still trembled from the violent grab moments ago. Then nothing. Not a step, not a breath, not a whisper. Just the quiet hum of the refrigerator and the soft white noise of the TV still playing in the living room. Sounds that suddenly felt wrong, like the house was trying too hard to seem normal. The detective took one slow step back. Creak. The floorboard under his shoe made a sound so loud it felt like a gunshot. That was when the attic reacted. Thump. A heavy stomp. Right above him. He flinched, hand tightening on his gun. Thump. 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 Someone was walking directly toward the opening. Heavy steps. Slow. Controlled. Then, stop. The detective lifted the flashlight, aiming up into the darkness. Nothing. Just empty black. He took one more step back, careful, breathing slow. Then suddenly, a face flashed in the attic opening. Pale, smiling, upside down. The detective shouted and raised his gun, but the face pulled back instantly, disappearing into the dark again. Silence. A deep, suffocating silence. His heartbeat thudded in his ears. He reached down for the flashlight, never taking his eyes off the attic hatch. His fingers brushed the metal. Then the house made another sound. A door slammed upstairs. Not the attic, a bedroom door. The detective spun around, the hair on his arms rising. Something was moving through the house. Something fast. Something that knew the rooms better than he did. He raised his gun as he backed toward the hallway. The bathroom door he'd seen the fingerprint on slowly began to swing open, creaking. But the draft wasn't strong enough to move it. Someone was touching it. Someone was pushing it with just one finger, as if teasing him. The detective steadied his breath and stepped forward, then, bang! The attic ladder slammed shut above him, so hard that dust exploded into the air like smoke. He coughed, stumbled backward, and aimed his gun upward again. But the attic hatch was completely closed now. No sign of anyone. No way anybody could have closed it from inside without making more noise. His phone buzzed suddenly, making him jump. A message. Unknown number. Just 3 words. Get out now. His blood ran cold. He stepped back, gripping the phone tightly. Then the same number sent another message. He is behind you. The detective froze. Every muscle in his body locked. His chest tightened. His throat felt dry. He didn't want to turn around. He didn't want to see who or what was standing behind him. But he had to. Slowly, painfully slowly, he began to turn. Halfway around, he heard it. A breath. Warm. Close. Too close. He kept turning until nothing. The hallway was empty. Completely empty. But then, a hand grabbed his shoulder from behind and yanked him backward. He lost his balance, crashing into the wall. His gun dropped. His phone slid across the floor. The lights flickered wildly. He scrambled his feet, heart hammering, eyes scanning the room. No one there. No movement. Just the attic hatch slowly opening again. This time on its own. Creak. The detective grabbed his gun and aimed it at the opening. But before he could take a step, something fell out of the attic and hit the ground with a sickening thud. He jumped back. The object rolled toward him. He pointed the flashlight at it. His heart stopped. It was a Polaroid picture. A picture of the 3 missing women. All tied. All crying. All alive. And behind them, a shadowy figure with a mask. Something was hanging from the old oak tree. Something white. He stepped closer. A dress. A woman's white dress gently swaying in the wind. Susie's. He recognized it from a photo. His skin crawled. He stepped closer. There was writing on the fabric, messy and angry. You're too late. He looked around the yard. Nothing else. No footprints. No person. Just that chilling dress waving like a warning flag. A rustling noise behind him made him spin around. Nothing again. He backed toward the house, nerves on fire. As he reached the doorway, his radio crackled to life. Static first, then a voice. A woman's voice. Weak, trembling, crying. Help! Please. He found us. He's not human. The radio cut off. The detective froze. That voice, it sounded like Stacy. It had to be. He grabbed the radio, shouting into it. Stacy? Where are you? Can you hear me? Silence. Then the attic above him made a low, dragging sound, like someone pulling something heavy across the floor. His chest tightened. He stepped back inside, and the second he did, the front door slammed shut on its own. The lock clicked. He was trapped. Before he could react, the radio crackled again. A new voice came through. Deep, calm, cold. Detective stopped looking. The detective's whole body stiffened. The voice continued. Or you'll join them. The radio cut, leaving a ringing silence in his ears. Then, without warning, the lights in the entire house went off. Pitch black. He held his breath. Somewhere near the hallway, something began to crawl. Fast. Low to the ground. Getting closer. He pointed his flashlight toward the sound, hand shaking violently. The beam flicked on, and the detective's heart almost stopped. A figure was crawling toward him, spider-like, its joints bending the wrong way, its head tilted unnatural, a mask glowing faintly in the dark. It froze when the flashlight hit it. Then it tilted its head slowly, smiling under the mask, and with a sudden burst of movement, it sprang forward,